Resistance 2. This game came out back in 2008, was developed by Insomniac, and released to the PS3. The story takes place 2 years after Resistance: The Fall of Man, and the Chimera have immigrated to the United States of America, so you once again have to play as Nathan Hale and stop the Chimera from taking over all of the United States. In addition to all this, you need to stop this new big bag named Daedalus. That's all I can say without avoiding spoilers, but overall, I really did like the story of this game. I think it did a good job at expanding the overall story of Nathan Hale. He has a lot more dialogue within this game. The Chimera have a lot more new forms, which is great for world building. But one thing I really didn't care for too much was Daedalus, the big boss of this game, because the issue with him is he kind of just appears multiple times throughout this game, but all he says is like, the Chimera are the best, they're going to take over everything. And then he leaves, or he'll kill someone, and that just wasn't good for a villain. He doesn't expand his story line by a lot, and that's something I really didn't care for. But other than that, I did like all the creative liberties this game took. And then there's the gameplay, which I think is very rough to look at nowadays. Overall, when it comes to the gameplay, this game decided to get rid of the 10 weapon limit that you could have in the last game, and rather than that, you can only carry 2 weapons at a time, which is something that I didn't personally care for because of how many weapons are in this game, and I kind of wanted to try them all out at the same time, but you just couldn't. You had to find them, use them, and if you ran out of ammo, good luck. That was something that was a big issue for me. This game does have more checkpoints than the last game, which is something that I thought was a little bit more quality. This game has a lot more enemies than the last game, but another issue with that is that they decided to get rid of the manual healing where you had to find items to heal, and in this game you have regenerative healing, which sounds like a better idea. It did help in a lot of aspects of this game, but that has its own issues because it feels like your max health in this game doesn't compensate for how much damage that the Chimera do to you, and that is something that frustrated me a lot because I had a lot of deaths in this game because my character just didn't have enough health. Overall, the aesthetics of this game are really great and I think are the best of the entire series, but other than that, there's not a lot of other positives of this game, which means overall I feel like it's around a 6 out of 10. If they made the Resistance series today, and with the technology they have today, it would be a lot better. I just think they made this game way too early, and that is something that really does disappoint me because of how unique these games are.